pretend that I create a lack of distance. What I mean for what it's worth, I organize my life online and go to sleep because it hurts. And I know that it's clear I'm a wreck when you hear the thunder. Tidal waves take me away, but I hope that I don't go under. Stay up late and stay awake. I don't care anyway. Yeah, I feel like a king, 'cause I do the wrong thing. I love to do the wrong thing. It's true. They tell me it's bad for you, and I don't think it through. I love to do the wrong thing. I feel like a king, king. I give everyone advice on how to live a better life, but I don't really get the hype, 'cause I still wake up with my makeup from last night. I can't live. If I die, who am I to keep on trying? I woke up and I cry and I cry and I can't stop crying. Feels so great, I got it made. If I get through the day, yeah, I feel like a king, 'cause I do the wrong thing. I love to do the wrong thing. It's true. They tell me it's bad for you, and I don't think it through. I love to do the wrong thing. Yeah, I feel like a king, 'cause I do the wrong thing. I love to do the wrong thing. It's true. They tell me it's bad for you, and I don't think it through. I love to do the wrong thing. It's true. Oh no, it's true. Oh no, it's true. Oh no, it's true. Oh no. I feel like I
Hi, everyone. We've got a very special guest coming in from the USA. We've got 20-year-old singer-songwriter Ashley Suppa. And let me tell you, she's riding a wave of success after releasing her self-titled EP last year that was critically well received, and a New York City performance debut at the Cutting Room. She's also about to ink a deal with Orchard label in New York City. And with new material being recorded as we speak, she's preparing a major new music release. Now, we welcome you, Ashley Suppa, to the show. And let me tell you, let's talk about your first EP release, the self-titled EP.
Thank you so much for having me on the show today. I'm so excited to be here.
That's right. Just call me Plastic and tell us about your fantastic self-titled EP.
All right, Plastic. So my self-titled EP came out about a year to a year and a half ago at this point. I started recording it when I was in high school and the pandemic was kind of in effect. So I was doing online classes. So it was kind of funny. I would go to online classes and then I would go to the studio and record with my producer, Alex Salzman. So it was just this mix of like, I'm doing school on my computer and then I'm going to the studio and recording an EP.
Well, I've got to tell you, you're fantastic out there. And I want to say, there are very few new artists today that write their own material and tell us about the process that you use to write material.
Thank you so much. I write all of my songs about personal experiences or about the experiences of people that are close to me or just about things that I kind of observe and experience in the world around me. And the way that an idea will come to me most often is mainly I'll be driving or just living my everyday life, and I'll kind of just hear a song or some of the lyrics or a melody, and I guess I'll have to record it to my voice memos on my phone, and then later I'll just work on it and send a demo to my producer.
That's fantastic. That's the way to do it. Now, what was your earliest studio music experience, right? And who was it with?
My earliest studio music experience was when I was 6 years old in the studio with Ace Frehley from Kiss. I sang backing vocals on his Anomaly record, which I don't think it could have been a better first professional experience. I think that being such a great experience really ignited my love for music and my passion for music. So I'm really grateful that it was just such a warm and fantastic experience.
That's great. Now, we love the CD. Tell us about the songs King, Half of the Time, and Want Me. Tell me about those songs.
All right, so King is a song I wrote about sort of navigating life in the digital era, for lack of better terms. I feel like as a society, we tend to focus a lot about social media and just anything digital, and I feel like that distracts a lot from maybe how we feel personally, and maybe we use it as a coping mechanism or a crutch for those sorts of things. So I kind of wrote it about my experience with that, and it kind of helped me work through that myself. So I hope if somebody else listens to it, they'll maybe feel the same way.
That's fantastic. Now, one thing I want to bring up is that you're also part of the female group Plush, and just recently returned from a tour opening up for Bush and Alice in Chains. Tell us about that tour, but I want to tell you, Plastic EP checked out all the videos on Plush, right? Some fantastic songs there, Better Off Alone, Will Not Win. People have to go and check those songs out. So tell us about that tour.
I love my girls from Plush. I love Plush, and just that entire tour was probably the most surreal and incredible experience of my life. Just to be on tour with Alice in Chains, a band that I grew up listening to. I mean, my dad was always playing all the records when I was growing up. He used to be in a band with the original bassist of Alice in Chains, so naturally I just grew up listening to all of that stuff. It was just amazing, and just every band on that tour, Breaking Benjamin, Bush, and Alice in Chains, were so welcoming and kind to us, and it couldn't have been a better experience.
Chop me in a box, lock it up, lose the key. There's darkness everywhere. How do I get out? I'm scared. I'm afraid to keep losing at the end of the day. These feelings are so real. Wish I was made of steel. I could reflect all the pain and the guilt and the shame and the bullets you shoot at me. I feel like giving in. I wasn't made for this, but I can't keep letting you win. This time you will not win.
understand your dad is terrifically supportive. And, tell us a little bit about him because he's pretty famous himself.
My dad is my role model. I kind of just saw everything that he was doing growing up. He was a guitar player, well, he still is. And he's played with musicians such as Ace Frehley from Kiss and Mike Starr from Alice in Chains. And I saw him when I was growing up and I saw him playing and I just knew that was what I wanted to do. So I might have copied him a little, but I hope I'm doing a good job.
No, but isn't it great that you come from a musical family? Because that helps. You got music all around you and your dad's helping you. I mean, that's like the greatest, isn't it?
Yes, I don't think that I would have music so deeply ingrained into me if I didn't grow up completely surrounded by it my whole life. I'm so grateful for that.
How about the new material you're recording? Can you tell us any of the titles?
I don't want to speak too soon on the titles in case I change my mind last minute, which is a very good.
Give us one title. Give us one title, and we're not going to hold you to it if you change your mind.
Okay, don't hold me to this one, but we'll call this one Can't Let Go for now. I'm really excited about the new music that I've been working on. I hope that it shows my progression as an artist and just my growth and new influences in it, and I just hope that everyone enjoys it.
Now let's talk about fashion, right? We're going to talk about something different now. I also understand that you're a bit of a fashion gal. Tell us about your fashion style. Come on, tell the world.
I love fashion. I mean, what can I say? I'm really heavily inspired by vintage fashion and just retro fashion, especially 70s and 90s are two of my favorite style eras. I think fashion is just as important as music itself. I think that as an artist, you have to have both. I think visual is just as important as what you hear.
I agree with that. And with the 60s, most of the artists, they're into fashion. Believe me, some of them couldn't sing, but they got away with being artists by looking the part. It's true. It's not a joke. Yeah. If they were in the UK in Carnaby Street and they dressed up like mods, didn't matter if they could sing or not, right? They could still have hits between you and me. Now, I've got to ask you about Quick Gems from Conair. Tell us about your relationship with them.
So I recently starred in the commercial for the Quick Gems product by Conair, and I also am a brand ambassador for the company, which is an incredible honor. I grew up using the Quick Gems tool, which is even crazier to me. I always used to put the gems in my hair because who doesn't love to put some sparkles in their hair, especially when you're a little kid? So, I mean, it's just as fun now. Like, I just find myself doing it before shows all the time. So it's just really great. They're a wonderful company. I love their products, genuinely. I use them before this, so it's great. I couldn't be happier with it.
Now, when you look back on your career now, because you're going up and up and up, how great was it growing up with music and who really influenced you? I want to know, was it a band? Was it an artist? Just give us one name.
Just growing up around so much different music, I think that is so important, whether it be just the pop you hear on the radio or the rock and roll that I would hear in my house all the time. My biggest influences between that were Lady Gaga and probably Alice in Chains.
That's fantastic. Now, I just want to thank you so much, Ashley, for being on the show. And if you can tell everybody, right, all your social links where they can find you on the net, that's you and Plush. Just tell everybody where they can find you on the internet.
Thank you so much for having me. My website is ashleysuppa.com. My Instagram is ashleysuppa, S-U-P-P-A. My Facebook is Ashley Suppa, and my Twitter, because I think the name was taken, it's Suppa Ashley.
Hey, that's super duper for everyone out there, all right?
That's a good one.
All right, thanks, Ashley, so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun.
That's it. Stay groovy.
You're coming back, what sing that